On the Upper East Side, it's not what you say that determines who you are. It's what you do. Well, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Three Gossip Girls podcast. I'm Liz.
And I'm Michelle.
Tonight we watched episode 5 of season 5, The Fasting and the Furious. Original air date October 24th, 2011, written by Peter Elkoff, directed by Joe Lazarov. In the midst of celebrating Yom Kippur with family and friends, Blair and Louis find themselves in a power struggle with Louis' family. Serena's boss puts her in an awkward position of choosing between her new job and her relationship with Dan. Diana prepares to debut the new New York Spectator, but an unfortunate last-minute surprise delays the launch, and Diana expects Nate to do whatever it takes to save the day. Okay. That was a Gossip Girl Wiki summary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, hold on. I have to move my mic up. This season I decided to use Gossip Girl Wiki summaries.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah, because usually it's like fan written and they're more involved and
Yeah.
But I mean, Nate and Chivy had to do whatever it took today.
I would say so. Definitely Chivy needs some credit there.
Chivy.
Whenever they say Charlie, I'm like, who the fuck
Who's
is
that?
Charlie?
I know, same. I researched what most people drink when they break the fast. And for our family, it's always coffee. I mean, like, immediately everyone's like, okay, I have a headache. Where's the coffee? Run to the coffee vat. But I heard that sweet tea with a pastry, and they add mint leaves sometimes to the tea. So I did that. I didn't do iced tea. We did hot Earl Grey tea with mint leaves and a little honey.
Good.
Yeah,
I actually heard that your mom had a little BF before Yom Kippur because she didn't get to end on a sweet treat and y'all went for a walk.
Oh, yeah.
I heard it on Gossip Girl, so, you know.
That was such a nice night because we went to my mom's, and as you guys know, Michelle and I and her sister, we all grew up with 150 steps away from each other. So Sam and Bobby were home and noticed that our cars were in the driveway, and they came. And I was like, well, I had to get my 45-minute walk. So like we're all going. Randy and I are going to go without you if you're not going to come. And so we all walked for 45 minutes. It was really sweet. But because we were walking, we had to get it like done. We didn't really end on that sweet. We're always supposed to you're supposed to eat like a piece of pastry or something.
Before the fast.
Before you start your fast for the 24 hours. I mean, we do it for like maybe 12, if that. 10 hours.
Oh, well,
we're sleeping, and then the next day we break the fast, usually around 4:30.
All right.
It's a decent amount of time.
That's a decent amount of time.
Your body, it atones. It gets the sins out.
Yeah.
It's enough.
Yeah.
It was really nice that we got to walk with Sam and Bobby, and I mean, it was funny because my mom was having a little BF. She had a little BF. She's like, this is not right. We have to do it before sundown. I'm like, Mom, it's already past sundown. Like, we're good. You're not going to get it in before sundown. That's it.
Yeah. It sounded very funny. I was like, I wish I was there.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But I chose our tea with mint, a little bit of honey for the sweetness of the pastry because we didn't have any pastries. So I called it spilling the tea because duh.
Cute.
I was like, wait, have I done that before? And I looked back, I'm like, no, I haven't done spilling the tea.
I like it.
So I just thought it was funny.
And it fits very well with Diana and Gossip Girl.
Oh my God, yeah. So my 3 gossip words from last week, we had pressure, which lots of pressure. I mean, Serena under the pressure to get the deal from Dan. Ivy and Nate are pressured from Diana to get some sort of drama. Psychology for Chuck and the psychologist Eliza Barnes. Deal for Serena trying to get the movie deal with Padge, and Diana making the deal with Ivy, also making a deal with Beatrice. Lots of deals going on.
Yeah.
All right, let's open up with Blair because she had the most heavy stuff going on. So it opens with her and Louis. They're preparing to tell their families that they're pregnant. Sophie and Beatrice are in town. Cyrus and Eleanor, so sweet, are in town. They all gather to hear the news. Everyone's very surprised, but ultimately they're happy because, a new baby and, of course, an heir to the throne. And Eleanor's like, oh my God, I'm going to be a grandmother, like the youngest grandmother ever in history. She's so funny. But, of course, all the preparations that Blair and Louis are planning for the baby, they're not really meshing with the royal family. So Sophie and Beatrice are like, no, you need to give birth at this hospital in Monaco, and you need to go to this special boarding school in Switzerland. And Blair just gets very overwhelmed. And so she decides she's going to get up and walk away because she can't handle all of this. And Beatrice is like, oh, look, Mom, when Blair doesn't get her way, she storms out.
Yeah, look at how she's reacting.
She's already putting the thoughts in her mom's head.
A little shit stir. She's out for what she wants. And I understand how we're not supposed to like her, but I get your point.
I mean,
you're always looked down second,
Yeah, so it's her time to shine now. But throughout the day, Blair is in desperate need of her BFF's attention, Serena. Serena is super busy, as we know, and Blair feels like she's alone in this. So she feels like everyone's moving on and out, and the idea of maybe moving to Monaco sounds good, which is so sad because it's like you do have your family here. I mean, I know Eleanor and Cyrus are always traveling.
It's also interesting because Louis like not even pushing her to do that.
No, he's like, we haven't even discussed this. Why are you wanting to do it? So she calls him and she says, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to move. And so they meet with his family, and before Louis and her can even talk about it, Blair's already announcing, I'm moving. We're moving to Monaco. We're going to have that suite at the hospital for my baby's delivery, and I'm going to do all the things. And so Sophie's super excited, but you see Beatrice is like, well, damn, I'm trying to get them out of Monaco, and now she wants to stay. So Diana Payne all of a sudden ends up at Yom Kippur dinner, breaking the fast, and Beatrice and Diana scheme together. We don't know how they met. I'm wondering if there's a deleted scene somehow, because they kind of just like, we see them together. We don't even see them introducing each other, like introductions. Oh my God. Introductions. Got it, guys. Michael.
There it
Don't
is.
be fresh, Michael.
I know he's laughing right now. I know he's ready to get his little fingers in that Discord Gossip Girl thread. Yeah, but I asked Liz, I'm like, wait, are they working together? Did I miss something? And you're like, no, there probably was a deleted scene, or there should have been.
There should have been. If there wasn't, there definitely should have been, to explain at least how they met. But they're canoodling, they're talking. She obviously, Diana knows who she is, and so she's like, oh, maybe there is something here. I can get a story. So they decide they're going to work together. So Sophie could look at Beatrice and hopefully ruin something between Louis and Blair. So during this time, Eleanor and Cyrus, they find out that Blair is going to move to Monaco. They are shown this very lengthy contract that Sophie has written up for Blair, and apparently there are some ridiculous stipulations in there. And if she doesn't oblige to these stipulations, like, she will lose custody of her child.
But also good that Cyrus was the one to look over this, because Blair was just like, okay, was about to
She's
sign
like, I'm
it.
going to sign it. And he's like, but you can't even be in New York for more than 48 hours
They'll
at
take
a time.
away your baby.
And she's like, wait, what? And when Louis hears this, he's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So he approaches his mother and he's like, what is wrong with you? Why would you be putting this in the contract? And she's like, what are you talking about? It's just a simple agreement. And when she finds out that there's the potential that they would take away her baby, she's like, oh no, I didn't write that, but I know who did. And Beatrice is like, yes, mother, it was me. This is like such a weird, it was so dramatic, but it was not like a believable drama. I don't know what was happening.
Soap opera.
It was very soap opera. That's what it was. Like, there was no like dun dun. It was kind of like dun dun dun.
The music.
It was me, mother. Like, yeah, it was just
it was me, mother.
It was me, and very, very dramatic.
Sophie turns so quickly. She's like, how dare you? But wait, look how Blair just reacted. You're
I'm
right.
Like, what do you mean just how Blair reacted? What, the fact that you just said that you were going to take away her child, why wouldn't she react like that?
It's like Sophie knew that was crazy, but then got automatic in a trance and was like, you're right.
I know.
We will take that child.
She flipped the switch in like a millisecond. And so now she's like, Beatrice, you're right. Look how Blair reacted when we talked about this. And Louise like, what happened? And she's like, we're going to disown you and your whole, your family and your baby. And he's like, no, we're going to disown you. My potential child is going to be an heir to the throne and we're not going to speak to you. And I like that scene between like Louis like stood up and he's like, I love Blair. I trust Blair. She's like, you're a fool.
So in return, Diana got the story for this because Diana's making eyes with Beatrice and being
at
like,
first, I don't think Diana, I guess Diana was going to get a story either way. Like, oh, Beatrice, she's, made a scandal, or now Louis and his family aren't talking. So like she would have gotten a story either way. But now Beatrice was like, at first, oh God, now they are blaming me and it was my fault. But then it automatically turned in her favor because her mother's like, you're right. And I'm not going to overlook you anymore. It's like, what? Where are you getting this from? It's just so crazy.
The funny thing was, though, like right after that scene, they're at the elevator, the music automatically changes.
I know,
and
right?
It's like light and airy. It's like, where are you going? They're leaving on the elevator.
It was just so silly. Yeah. So Sophie like hopes that Louis would change his mind about Blair, but we know he's not going to. He loves Blair. He trusts her. And then later on, Blair's like, I'm so sorry that I came between you and your family. And he's like, oh, you're my family now. This is all I care about. We do have a really sweet scene between Eleanor and Blair, which I did when the first time I watched it, I did get a little choked up because both actresses are beautifully getting choked up. And so when I see that, of course, I'm like, here I am getting choked up. But basically, Eleanor tells Blair, like, you're going to be a wonderful mother, and I'm so proud of you. And it's just everything that Blair has always wanted her mother to say to her. And in the beginning, when we first meet Eleanor, you're like, we're never going to get there. But we do get there. And it's just a nice growth for her.
She blossomed so beautifully.
She really did. And we're saying, like, it's all because of Cyrus.
He softened.
He softened her, and she really appreciates and loves her daughter and is going to be there for her every step of the way. And she's just really supportive.
I think also Cyrus showed her what it is to love again and have that true love. And so now she's so confident and feels supported that she can open up her heart and give that to her daughter.
Right. I really loved that. The whole scene was probably my favorite scene of the whole episode.
I agree to that.
Yeah. It was just really needed and really sweet. And you can see how much Blair appreciated what her mother was saying, because that, as we know, as a little girl, she was always wondering, does my mom love me? Does my mom, it was really important. And as we said, we have this last scene where Blair and Louis are talking about how she feels terrible about this situation, but she's going to go draw a bath. And Louis is like, yeah, go do that. And you see the drawers open and she's like, oh, what's going on here? And he's like, oh, I just couldn't find a pen. And so she goes into the bath and you see he's holding the DNA results and he pockets it and then calls Dr. Eliza Barnes. What? Which we'll talk about.
How can Blair forget that information's in that drawer? She saw him. She saw him close that drawer when he said, I'm looking for a pen. Mm-hmm. She saw it and didn't even react. And then what's also funny is that Gossip Girl's just always on the desktop.
Always. And it was almost like he was even looking at it. He was like, what's going on in the news today? Also, there was a picture of Chuck.
Right.
And I don't know if the header said something about maybe him going to therapy or needing therapy. So that's why I'm thinking, like, how did he get Eliza's number?
Right.
But it's like he had Eliza's number.
And
not like he had to go searching for it,
And he knew her.
He knew her. Like
on call.
Yeah. Like, it's me. You know who I am. So, I need your help. I'll pay you.
So did he end up going to this therapist when he started having trouble with Blair?
It's very possible.
And then ended up talking about the obstacle, who is Chuck Bass, even though you don't really give names, but maybe he did.
Maybe he happened to.
And that therapist knows who Chuck Bass is.
Yes, and also Chuck and Blair and Louis, like everyone is generally either on Gossip Girl or maybe in the tabloids and things. So maybe she did just knew Chuck by his name and also
Bass Industries.
Yeah, and assumed like, okay, I know that they used to date. I know that her and Louis are together. It would just maybe put the pieces together. Can't really say for sure because I honestly don't know.
But even so, you can't act like you know that.
Right. No, you can't. As a therapist, you cannot. But I was like, oh, okay, this is something's going on here. Intrigued about it.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Chuck. So he's at the dog park in the morning portion, and Monkey is sniffing this other dog, trying to lick this other dog's butt, and he's like, let's let them be dogs. And she's like,
Can we just
I gotta
talk
go.
about how awkward Chuck looks in a suit at a dog park?
It's so obnoxious.
What is Chuck's loungewear?
Him and Blair, I don't think, have loungewear.
I know I've talked about this, I keep harping on it, and I should just let it go, but is it Giuseppe Chuck is loungewear to Chuck?
I guess.
I mean, we can put him in a nice, like, tailored pair of joggers.
Right?
It's just so stiff.
It's so
stiff. Full tie. Jacket is closed. At the dog park in dress shoes.
Yeah, he could be like every other New Yorker and wear those like comfy kind of sneaker dresses shoes with dress pants and like maybe just like a regular button down. You don't need to wear a tie.
I mean,
and then if you go to the office, you could just like, oh, gotta put on my suit jacket. Like, why do we have to be so dolled up?
And again, it's Chuck's aesthetic and look. It just looks awkward at a dog park.
It absolutely does. And he sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
And so then his dog is going to sniff Eliza's dog and they meet and he's like, oh, it's Kismet. Like I've been needing to get some help. She's like, okay, well, come, here's my card. Call me. So he ends up going to her office unannounced. She's not even prepared to see him, but she, out of the kindness of her heart, says, here, you look like you need help. Sit down. And he tries to make passes at her and flirts with her. And she's like, okay, I'm not about this. You're exactly what I thought you're going to be. Can you leave? I have to go to Yom Kippur services. And once he hears that, you're Jewish? She's like, yes, I convert. I'm like, what if we have to have this conversation?
I know. That was pointless.
It was pointless.
It just ties it so he can say he made a donation for later on.
So I guess in order to find her, she was going to temple services. He needed to find which temple she was going to. So he gets in his limo and he's searching around and he finds her at her temple and goes and meets her outside. And he's like, so, like, let's try that again. And she's like, no, listen to me. And she diagnoses him. This is such a good scene where she's like, you're a child, you pay for love, and like, you don't let anyone in. And like, I wish I could help you, but you need a lot of freaking work. And if you're serious, then call me.
I mean, that was a really good therapy session.
Really, I mean, all in 5 minutes.
Rapid
It was
fire.
perfect. It was so good. So that evening, Chuck does mull it over and he does call her saying, I'm ready to, go forward with this if you'll have me again. And he leaves her a message, but of course she misses the call. So, I mean, she'll eventually get the message, huh?
I mean, I can see, hopefully this is going to work out. I said last week, is this the turning point for Chuck?
I hope so.
I mean, he was absolutely disgusting, saying, oh, I've never done it in a therapist's office. And then he goes to Nate and is asking, well, you get with the older women. What am I missing? And he's like, just get with her interests, bro. And so that's what Chuck essentially does, going around finding the temple.
Trying to find the temple. It's just so tired, a tired plot for Chuck, a tired plot for the show. It's not interesting to watch.
Unless, and also, like, let's not make a joke out of therapy. This
Absolutely
whole episode,
not.
I'm like, we better not just make a joke out of it, and he just ends up sleeping with this therapist. If she really, I love when she gave him the hard diagnosis, the truth, and gave him that. And if this is going to break him down and he will start getting help, I'll
be on board with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was almost frightened that it could turn sexual. And I was like, oh, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so been there, done that. And Chuck truly, I mean, we're in season 5, needs to freaking grow and go to therapy.
Damaged. I get it. The bro's got some ish.
Lots.
As he should. He's been through a lot.
Yeah.
And we got to rebuild and repair. So let's do it. I'm ready. He's ready. I think he's ready.
Let's
do it.
I think he's finally ready. Like he made the decision. Okay, I'm ready to do this. Let's hope it continues.
Yeah.
All right. Chivy and Nate, I don't really care for this storyline.
I don't either.
They're both diligently working at The Spectator, and Diana is waiting for them to pretty much one-up each other and get her approval of all these good stories. But as this whole time, she's essentially blackmailing Ivy into getting her these stories. So Diana is eagerly waiting to launch her scandalous photos on the Spectator's website from the Jenny Packman fashion show. And at that moment, a blast from Gossip Girl comes in, knowing that somebody stole these phones and then returned them and basically calls out this person for stealing the photos. And so Nate's like, oh, you can't launch the site now because now everyone will know it's you.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So Diana blames Ivy in private. She's like, you are the one to leak it. And Ivy's like, what are you talking about? Like, I didn't do it. And she's like, if you don't get me the juiciest story, I'm going to expose my juiciest story, which is you. So now Ivy girl, she's got to figure out what to do. So she heads home. She's talking to Lily, who's putting some very expensive jewelry in her humongous safe in the apartment. And so Ivy spots all of these files, and Lily's like, oh yeah, my ex-husband Bart, he got these from his PI, and they're just so nonsenseful. Like it was a terrible time. Like just the way she was speaking about it, like, well, this is like a normal Tuesday. Yeah.
Well, sure. Yeah, exactly. But, Lily's like, oh, Chivy, she's my good old niece. Like, it's fine.
Chivy won't do anything to me.
Not Chivy.
God, Lily, be better than that. But then also, she doesn't realize that it's not even her niece. It's also so convoluted. So she sees all those files in there, and she's like, oh my God, now I have my information. So she, like, begs Rufus and Lily go to Eleanor and Cyrus's to break the fast. And so Nate at that point texts her, like, how are you making out? And she's like, oh, come over to the Vanderwoodsons. So they're trying to break into the safe, and Nate is like, he's like, yeah, I'll help you. And then they text Chuck for the password because it's his mother's birthday, because it was Bart's old safe. And once they get the folders and the files, Nate's like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Like, these people are my friends. Like, I do have a moral compass after all. And like, I can't believe that you, Chivy, would even think about this. Like, this is your family. Like, you're acting like you don't even know these people. She's like, shit, you're right. I am acting like I don't even know these people because I don't. And so she pretends to put it back. But then later on, we see she still has given them to Diana. So Diana leaks her royal scandalous story. And Nate's like, hey, you know what? We did this without having to, really hurt anyone or our morals. And Chivy's like, yeah, you're right. But then Diana gives her back her files, but she keeps Bart's, takes something out of it, and then gives it back to Ivy.
Okay. I have to interject here.
Yeah, let's go.
Now, Chivy conveniently fell into Diana's lap.
Oh, for sure.
And
it's really convenient.
Yeah. And Diana knows who Nate is, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But Nate has stated, like, I'm not going behind.
No,
I'm
Nate's not really, like, appeasing her.
So now, is it just a coincidence that Diana had relations with Bart and found that in his folder? Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Without saying too much, it seems to be a huge coincidence.
It's a huge fucking coincidence.
It's huge. Like, it's like so not believable a coincidence.
Because it almost seems like this was all constructed by Diana, but there's no way. Like, you couldn't play out these events.
How could she have planned this?
Unless it was like, oh yeah, I was involved. Wait. Mm-hmm. No, that wouldn't make sense. I'm like, I'll just keep it to myself because...
You don't want to make a light predict or a thought, initial thought, something that came to your brain?
I do, but I think I'll say it off mic.
Okay.
Because I really don't want to sound stupid.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's a private convo,
It's
guys.
totally a private convo.
It'll just show a lapse of memory.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We all have those moments.
Yeah.
Me many a time during a podcast episode. Okay, so we see Diana give Ivy back this folder, but then she takes this picture out of the folder, which looks like a very young Diana. And she's very secretive, and she burns this photo. Very questionable. Mm-hmm.
What year is it?
In time here
Yeah.
is 2011.
2011.
Oh, was she doing a little math? She figuring something out. I have a feeling about something that you're gonna say.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So we have Sag to discuss.
Yeah.
Dan, he is still not speaking with his father. Rufus is still very upset with him, and they haven't spoken since, I guess, a week. And Nate's also still very upset with him, and he blows off Dan at the dog park and saying, like, you know, I don't really like the way that you portrayed me. And Dan's like, oh my God, like, come on, get over this.
I know.
And Nate's like, no, I'm not going to. Okay, I'm going to walk away. And so Padge is there to give Monkey a present. So we have some more Team Puck stuff going on. And Chuck tells Dan that, look, Nate will get over it. Wait it out. Everyone will get over it. And at that moment, Serena calls Dan. And Dan's like, look, my wish is coming true. So Serena's trying to, of course, as we know, get this movie deal for her boss, Jane, from Dan. So unbeknownst to Dan, Serena's like, we need to go to lunch because, I've forgiven you. And so they meet for lunch.
Breakfast.
And Dan's like, or breakfast.
Yeah.
And he's like, thank you so much for, I'm sorry. And like, it was just fiction. Serena's like, oh, we're good.
I overreacted.
We're fine. And have you thought about, movie rights and who's going to get the movie rights? And he's like, I haven't thought about that. What a genius idea. And she's like, well, my boss, she would love to do it. She loved the book.
I give Serena credit for how she worked this in. It came off very natural.
It was pretty genuine, even though watching it, you're like laughing because that it's not genuine. So she's like, we can set it up. And he's like, yeah, totally. I would love to do this with you. Like, let me give you the movie deal. So later on, Dan talks with his publicist, Alessandra, and she's like, oh no, everyone wants a piece of this. And like, I have Harvey Weinstein. He's interested, but like, we don't want that.
No, we don't want to mention his name.
We don't even want that on this podcast. So Dan has an interview with New York One, and Alessandra prompts him, like, look like everyone wants this movie. Mention the names I told you. And so he does. And really, this gets back to Serena. And now she knows, like, she doesn't have this deal. So after the interview, Alessandra gets a call that Jane's company has the rights to the movie, even though we know that they don't. So as we know, Serena, she's under an immense amounts of pressure from Jane to get the movie rights. She's so stressed. She hasn't been a good friend to Blair. She told Blair she'd be there for her. She could barely even spend 2 minutes with her. It's really sad.
It is, but Jane's
awful.
Like, as much as Serena's attitude got to us in this episode, I feel for Serena because she's
so stressed.
Awful.
Yeah, she's under so much pressure, and she's like, I just have to get this movie deal. Like, if that's the last thing I do, like, my boss needs this movie deal. And so Jane's telling her, like, I don't care what the hell happened to your relationship, like, you need to get it. And so we know they meet up, and Serena apologizes very insincerely to Padge about her actions and how she overreacted. And Dan apologizes and says that, like, everyone's mad at him, so it's nice to have Serena talking to him and that all is forgiven. So as we know, she casually mentions this movie deal and decides to make a deal with Dan. And then after she hears that Dan's not doing the deal, she has to kind of be a little childish, and she has to fabricate that they have the movie rights so that nobody else is trying to get the movie rights. And so Jane would never have told her to do this. Of course, it's amateur hour.
Right.
But Dan goes to see Serena after he found this out and blames Jane initially for telling Serena to do this, which Jane's like, I would never do that. That's like so beneath me. And so Serena comes in. She's like, no, it was my entire idea. So then Dan and Serena have a conversation, which I guess needed to be said.
Do you think that people are saying this is a Sag moment?
I'm sure they're saying it's a Sag moment. I understand why it's a sad moment, but I feel like it's not reciprocated. So Serena says to Dan, I can't believe the way that you portrayed me yet again. And he's like, look, I based your character off of, you, but also a million different people who inspire me. And like, it's not you, like, it's just fiction. And she's like, well, okay, but I still, she basically was a small part in this book. And she thought she was literally Dan's like whole world at one point, the love of her life. So she thought that would be, the same on his side, which he doesn't say anything to that, because I'm like, wow. And then later on he calls her and he's like, wow, saying the love of our lives, like we don't even know who they are yet until we're older. I'm like, ouch.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even, it's not on his radar. I think obviously we know he's so involved with the book, but I think like emotionally he's so involved with Blair.
Yeah.
Still, that he won't even look at Serena the same way.
Because Serena burned him, and Serena,
I don't blame him,
kept him on the back burner because she
strung him
always
along.
assumed he would be there and she could go back to him. And she's like,
he's not.
Oh shit, upon reflection, you probably were the love of my life, maybe kind of today at this minute. Because
I'm single, I think you were the love of my life.
And you were probably the one that I cared the most for.
Right, which is valid.
Yeah.
That is true. But then at the same time, you're still you don't know the difference between how you felt about Nate and how you felt about Dan.
Right.
Like, it was like the same in her mind. Like, if she felt so passionately that Dan was the one, he would have been the one. And so now that she knows she wasn't his one, she's upset about it. And like, I get it.
Yeah, of course.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
And so like, both of their feelings are totally valid. And he's like, you need to pump the brakes with that like love of the life situation. Like, I'm only 19, 20 years old. I mean, at that point, some people do find the love of their lives, but she's throwing that out there and he's not really taking it.
No.
And I'm like, well, you know what? Good. And you guys, I would love to see Sag happy if I felt like they were meant to be together, but I don't think that they are.
No.
I think your first love is not necessarily your one true love.
Not for these two.
Not for these two. So while she's saying all the nice things, he doesn't really at this moment feel what she's saying. But he does feel good enough to give her the movie rights because he said, which is true, you started my entire journey of this book. Like from the beginning, it was you. And so I feel like you deserve to get the movie rights.
Yeah, I liked that. That is valid. She inspired him.
Right. She was the inspiration in the beginning. But however, things have definitely changed where other things are inspiring him now.
Yeah.
Blair is inspiring him. And we do have a scene between Serena and Blair. And Serena's like, look, I know I've been a shitty friend, but actually was just really jealous.
Ooh.
And Blair is like, oh, she's thinking of being a princess. And Serena's like, well, no, like you were the entire focus of Dan's book. Like you were the star.
And I wasn't.
And like, I honestly thought that was going to be me.
It stings.
and to know, and Blair's like, well, it's all fiction, but to see all of that, like that's what I was saying last week. I was like, what does everyone else think about Dan writing Blair as the star? Like, we understand she's the star of the high school and Constance and being a bitch and getting her way all the time. But this is like a totally different version of Blair.
But it's fiction, and I don't think anybody puts that much weight into it except for Serena, who's usually the it girl.
Right. So she's
and
like,
gets
oh, wait,
everything
I'm
her
not
way.
the it girl.
And Blair is usually pining over Serena because Serena always gets everything.
Right. Blair's always coming in second, but now Blair's first.
Yeah.
And for Blair, probably like, well, I feel good about that.
But also not really focused.
Right. And also like, oh, it's in Dan's, like, why would I want to be the apple of Dan's eye? Like, I need to focus on my Grimaldi life.
Right.
And yeah, so it's very interesting. And I'm glad that we did have this scene because Serena was giving attitude. I know she was stressed, but also we didn't realize underlying she was just really hurt too and jealous, just really jealous.
Yeah.
And then we do have Dan and Rufus making up. Rufus does call him, so all great. Okay. that's the end of my summary. That was a quick summary
Yeah, it
because
was.
I feel like we did really touch upon everything.
We did.
Do you have any final thoughts before we bring Jess in?
I don't. I can't wait to hear what Jess has to say and our further segments with questions and comments and After Dark, because I wrote some things with that.
Yeah, After Dark.
Yes.
Oh, I'm excited. All right. We will be right back with Jess. Very excited. Okay, yay, we're back from break. We are joined by longtime patron, Jess. Thank you so much, Jess. Welcome to the podcast. Yay.
Thank you. Thanks for having me again. I'm glad I haven't worn out my welcome.
Oh my God, absolutely not. Do you remember your first time on the podcast?
I mean, it was for Tree Hill Talk.
Yeah.
Because I know I did a few for Tree Hill Talk, and then I did, I think, one for Let's Talk OC, but I think this is the first Gossip Girl one.
Yeah, I was talking to Michelle, and I was like, I don't think Jess has ever been on Gossip Girl, so I'm really excited to get all of your takes on Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
My first question for you before we go into our listener questions, I want to know what you break the fast with, because we always did it. It depends. Like sometimes my cousins and I will I'll take like an olive and we'll like cheers with the olive and then we'll eat it. Or sometimes it was like a piece of cheese, but we always did like a small item and always coffee. So I'm just curious about what your family does to break the fast.
No, we never had a traditional thing. It was just whatever, we ate at dinner. But it was interesting to me though that on the show they made a big like party out of it. Did either of you ever do that?
Hell no.
Well, growing up, we always used to go to a family friends and there was a big gathering of that. But the spread was different. It was usually just bagels,
lox.
Spreads, lox, capers. You build your
build your own bagel.
There wasn't like croissants and desserts.
Yeah,
I guess it went on the Upper East Side. But,
I guess so.
Right.
We would do like quiches sometimes, or like my mom would get like mini muffins, like whatever, like a pick food.
Right.
Yeah,
we never, even though it's really one of the more important holidays, I guess, on the Jewish calendar.
Yeah.
We never did like a big thing for it. We did like a huge Passover Seder at my aunt's house every year. And we did a really big Hanukkah party every year. And that was it. Like we didn't do like a big thing for Yom Kippur though.
Yeah.
So.
I always looked forward to it though, and obviously not the fasting part, but growing up I was like, oh my God, I get so excited for like bagel, lox, and cream cheese.
Yeah.
So pathetic. And it was always like, it was my all of my cousins and my family, we would get together and I would look forward to seeing them, and we'd all be like miserable together, but then we would get to eat, and it was like one of my favorite holidays, even though it's like such a depressing holiday. Like you're supposed to be atoning for your sins and on to the Jewish New Year, which is before this, but it's just like the food. It was always the food for me, obviously.
Well, I feel like any Jewish holiday revolves around the food in some way.
Yes, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So you did send me some questions prior, so I want to talk about those first. So Jess wants to know our thoughts on Chuck and Padge's newfound friendship. Puck and Chuck.
I'm enjoying it. I think it's fun to see these two characters play, like I said last week, because Chuck hated Padge and Padge hated Chuck, but now it's like this is Padge's only friend.
Truly.
And Chuck is just giving him straight talk like, oh, just give it time. They'll come around. You just have to keep doing what you're doing. So I'm actually enjoying them.
Yeah. What do you think, Jess?
Puck or Pete at this point?
You know what? I'm going with Puck.
Oh.
Yeah, because Pete, we haven't really seen it, and I'm pleasantly surprised with Padge and Chuck because they're being so truthfully honest to each other and receiving it and utilizing it, and I'm into it.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, sure. I'll take it for now. I'm not putting any weight into it. I don't honestly know how their relationship ends by the end of the series, or how it progresses. So it's okay for now. I don't foresee them being like besties. I just think it's funny that both of them know like Chuck he has to know now, like, oh, Dan, you have a thing for Blair. Like, I know you do. But also, like, who wouldn't have a thing for Blair in this circle? I mean, they all have had a thing for Blair. So, you know, even including Nate. I mean, he's had multiple things for Blair. It's funny. I don't know what prompted me to do this, but I was like scrolling through our Instagram feed on our Total Betty podcast network on Instagram, and I saw like old images that I've made for older podcast episodes, and I'm like, oh my God, there's Nate and Blair again, like in the snow. And I was like, wait, there was like 3 times that Nate and Blair were together, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Good times back then. But yeah, we'll take some Puck for now. It seems to be helping both of them, so whatever works. So let's talk about Chuck's possible redemption arc. Michelle, do you think this is happening?
Well,
she would like to think it's happening, right?
I said this the first half, Jess, that if this is the turning point for Chuck, I'm here for it. If Chuck decides truly, you know what, I really do need help, let's go to therapy, let's work through this, I'm ready. I'm hoping. Is this it? Are we finally there? I'm ready to accept it.
I'm ready to accept it too. How do you feel about Chuck overall, Jess? Because I know we haven't had you on the podcast for this, so I'm interested to hear your take on Chuck as a character.
I mean, as they've now said a few times in the past 2 episodes, every story needs a villain. So I think as a villain, he makes a good one.
Definitely.
You know, I think as most people, like the first time I watched Gossip Girl, I was definitely rooting for Cher. But like now as an adult, it's definitely harder to root for them because it's such a toxic relationship. So it's hard, but I feel like he has some of the best one-liners, so he keeps me entertained even when I don't agree with what he's doing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think that describes Chuck in a nutshell.
Yeah.
I mean, that's I think how like the viewers of our podcast, because we've said that, we've even quoted him, like he's so ridiculous that we don't even agree with it, but what he says, just his mannerisms. I was saying this also. I'm sorry, Liz. I'm like a broken record. It's the 3rd time I'm going to say I can't get over him in a suit in a dog park. I can't let it go. He looks so awkward. That's it. I won't say it again. I can't. He looks so awkward.
I know.
Well, keep in mind, in one of the earlier seasons, I think it's season 1, like he talks about how he's been wearing a suit since he was like 5.
Right. And I know that's his aesthetic.
That's all he wears.
And remember his awkward basketball attire?
Oh my God.
Yes.
So bad.
That one time with the headband and the purple, it was just a hot mess. It was purple and yellow, which those colors don't really mesh well.
Though.
But like on a shirt and a short combo, not for Chuck.
I don't know. My college colors were purple and gold, so I have to like defend a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
Just it wasn't appealing on him. It just was like the funniest outfit, I think, on this entire series. Like because it just was not fitting. I think they were trying to figure out his character at that point because it was really early on in the show.
Yeah.
But it just was like the funniest costume.
That outfit was hideous.
Hideous. Yeah. But as far as a redemption arc, I would like to see it as well. I mean, it's about frickin' time. It's about time. Yeah. We need to get it together, Chuck. Like, we don't have much time left. Jess, do you know, I don't know if you will, but do you know if they thought this was potentially the last season of the show? And then they got signed on for season 6, which was a very short season. But I feel like the way that they're going with things are trying to wrap stuff up as far as like this book maybe potentially stirring up stuff for people, and then Chuck trying to change and Blair trying to change. I mean, everyone's trying to change, but Serena getting a job. Like, I wonder if they thought this could be a wrap up for the kids.
So I'm not positive. I don't know that it is, though. I feel like they always thought they were having 6 seasons.
Oh, okay.
But you will see, this is only still the first half of the season. A lot of things change by the end of the season.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's all I'll say about that.
Well,
Do you know about the change?
I mean, I know some things that happen. I don't know how we obviously get there. So I'm wondering what has to kind of rotate around to get to those things because
a lot of things,
lots of stuff happens
that have not even been, I mean, a consideration or brought to light are going to come up in the second half of this season.
I know there's so much it's gonna really jam-pack second half, Michelle.
Because I'm just like storing it and getting excited. I'm like, oh,
no, you
wow.
definitely have to get excited because there are some things that, two things in particular that I'm going to be like, she's going to freak out.
Oh, yeah. At least two things.
At least two things. And that's really just on the surface there. But
okay.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Diana for a moment and this old photo of her. How do you think Bart and her know each other or knew each other, I guess, at some point?
Okay. So I never asked you my question.
Michelle was in the first half of the episode. She was like, I'm stirring, making predictions with numbers. I'm like, okay.
And then I was like, I don't want to sound stupid, so I'll ask you off mic. And then we
didn't
at 8:30 and I was like, oh my God, it's so early. We never do this. Let's just jump on. I was doing math. I'm like, could this somehow be Chuck's mom?
Oh.
And I'm like doing math because the birthday to the safe was 1969.
Okay. And that's the math you were doing.
And it's 2011, so I'm like, she's 42. I'm like, is she 42? Whatever. I was just doing.
Well, I mean, his mom has to be young because born in 69. This is 2011.
42.
You know,
she'd be 42.
She must have had a baby at a young age. So, I mean, they don't tell you how old Diana is, but...
Well, anyway, that was the math I was doing. I'm like...
Love that. That's very Gossip Girl, you know?
Yeah, of course. But we were also saying how it's just very convenient for Diana that she found this photo.
That she got Chivy. That she found Chivy, you know?
And, well, it's also convenient that, like, she had no way to know that Chivy would have broken into the safe to get the folders that Bart had dug up.
She would have no idea.
Like, how would she know that that's what, like, information she would have brought?
So was this like an overall mission, or this is just like, oh, good, this is working in my favor? I can now save this, even though I wasn't ultimately going for this.
Right. I don't know, so I don't want to say anything, but it just seems all... just really convenient, just way too convenient.
I totally agree.
Yeah. We would love to see some Chuck in actual therapy, though. What do you think, Jess?
Oh, absolutely. He needs it. I mean, I think everyone on the show needs it, but
everyone.
I need it for watching Gossip Girl.
Yeah. Yes. We should all be going to therapy, especially if you watch Gossip Girl, because it's just. It messes with you. There's just a lot going on. Very, ridiculous drama.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So
he can definitely benefit.
Yes. Absolutely. I mean, and he knows it. So I'm hopeful that this is the point that he decides to continue going.
I mean, that phone call, he seemed very
I'm
much
ready.
down.
He said, I'm ready.
Like, you're right.
But why does Louis contact the same therapist?
I know. Is that?
Jess, do we find out how he knows her? Because in next week's episode, I don't recall them even saying how he knows her.
They don't directly touch on it.
Okay. So I'm not missing anything. They sort of
do, but they kind of dodge it the way that Gossip Girl does. Mm-hmm. So they'll kind of go into it a little bit next week, but not a whole lot.
Okay. Do we ever go into it?
I don't think so. Not from what I remember.
I'm going to lose it. This is going to be another thing where I flip a table.
Get next week, if I remember correctly, is as far as that
goes.
Explanation goes.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'm also sidebar. We had Mexican food.
Are you having agita?
I just burped it out, and so I'm so sorry. It smells like
I didn't smell anything.
Burped out my fish taco. So gross. It's actually the guac. The guac had such strong lime juice, which was delicious, but
it was very tangy. Yeah,
it's coming up. Okay, so sorry, Liz. I smell.
That's okay.
Oh man.
All right, let's go into some questions. We have Mike and Will want to know the same thing. Do we think Sag will ever find their way back to each other? Michelle?
I was going to say, I can't answer. So.
I'm a hoping no.
I'm going to hope and no as well.
Sorry, Mike. Sorry, Sag Brothers.
Sorry, Sag Bros.
Jess, do you like Sag? I know it might be, if it's hard for you to answer, but overall.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
But I also really don't like any of Serena's relationships. So
Right.
out of them, I sort of feel like the end's the best.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't care for anyone that she seems to be attracted to.
It seems to be the answer for all.
For every one of our guests that aren't on Team Sag, that's the answer. Like, I don't like any one of Serena's relationships, but if I had to choose, I guess it would be Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and definitely when I watched Gossip Girl the first time, I was a Cher shipper. Like that was but yeah. Again, sorry, Sag Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
And I know we've talked about this before, but I feel like when the show first starts, you really want to see Dan and Serena together because they come from different worlds, and he's always been having a crush on her, and she finally sees him. And you're like, okay, that's great. But it's just something just doesn't connect midway, which we know because they break up a few times.
Right.
And I'm like, I guess I was rooting for them back then. But again, like you, Jess, I was just always about Cher, which, God, now I'm like, why?
Yeah, I know.
What the hell, Liz? It's all about that pair.
Definitely pair, which I definitely never rooted for before this podcast. So
I know.
I don't think anybody did.
I still don't think anyone does.
No.
It's just our little
It's the little group. Yeah.
Yeah. Mike, also going back to the Diana stuff, do we think that this will extend her plot on the show, or do we think her story arc is coming to an end?
Well, I think this is going to extend it.
The picture thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope we find out. Do we find out?
In the season, yes.
Okay. Okay.
That's all I'll give you.
That's okay.
I won't tell you when.
Okay.
I'll let Liz make spoilers. I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, that's true. I'm looking at Jess. I'm like,
Jess is like, I can't say anything. Mike wants to know if we wrote a book and multiple companies were after the movie deal and you had a friend who worked for one, would you be a good friend and give them the movie deal or shop around for the best deal?
Oh my goodness, that's such a hard question.
That's such a hard question.
I think it would depend though, because Serena went about it in the wrong way. So at that point, I'd almost like say no just to spite her because it was really messed up how she acted in the episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, but typically I'd like to think I'd like to help a friend out. What's that whole quote from Taylor Swift about women not helping women, or like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think also I would definitely want to help a friend, but I would hope the company they're working for was a good company.
Right.
Agreed.
Because if that company is not good and doesn't have good background and no.
Right. And like, what if they don't give you your freedom to do?
Well, yeah.
But also, why would you want to give your movie rights to Harvey Weinstein?
Exactly. Like, gross.
Yeah, I know that. So many dated references in this series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like not as many in like the OC. Not as many dated references, but those are kind of like, ooh,
just
they
the
didn't
jokes,
kind of end well.
Some of the, we've talked about
some.
that.
Oh yeah, definitely some of the jokes,
they
but
handle some things not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do we think Padge's book could possibly be the writer's way of putting any foreshadowing of what is to come in the future?
In terms of,
I mean,
like in terms of this actually becoming a movie, or in terms of how Padge really feels about Blair?
I mean, you can answer that however you see fit. So, I mean, if you want to...
Does Nate end up with a guy? You know what I mean? Even though he's a...
Well, he slept with all the cougars and then
he got that out of his system. He realized what he really wanted.
That's great. I don't know, because I feel like we already saw it played out.
Yeah.
Your face is making me think more is in that question.
Well, do you think that there are some things, like obviously, as you said, that happened in the book that could happen? I mean, I guess everything has already kind of happened.
Yeah, but the only thing it would be like a pair actually sleeps together.
Right.
And at this point, I'm like, are we actually going to get more pair scenes?
Right.
Your face.
I know.
Your face, Liz.
Well, every time I think of Pear, I get so excited.
I know.
You know?
Yeah.
I love Pear. Who else do we have? We have Vic. How do you think Diana actually knows Bart?
Well, my first thought was mother, but now...
Right. Well, even if she was the mother, how would they have met? Like, what's their history?
Yeah. I don't know, a New York City club scene.
Oh, got drunk one night.
Or just either that or... Do we know how old Bart was?
I don't know that they ever specified his age.
I mean, we might have seen like a death certificate or something with his date of birth, but I can't recall.
She couldn't be a daughter.
Of Bart's?
Oh, like Chuck's sister, you mean?
Yeah.
I feel like Bart's not quite old enough to have a daughter.
Right. So that's why I'm like,
know.
that, no. And then, yeah, I don't know. I think they were sexually involved.
So why do you think she doesn't want anyone to know that, though?
Yeah. Well, isn't she the one who's spewing the goss?
Right. She doesn't want herself to be in the tabloids kind of thing.
Diana's awful. Do you like this character?
No.
Yeah, and Jane isn't great either.
Jane sucks too.
Jane's really, I really felt for Serena in this episode. But Diana, I don't know.
I feel like with Diana, and I was talking to Michelle when we were watching, I'm like, I feel like they cut her from another show and she's like just placed like a cardboard cutout of her in this realm, and it just like doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
And it's not even like the British accent or any of that. It's just like this character herself is so like exaggerated. I can't explain it. Like I just feel like she doesn't work. You know?
Yeah, she's kind of like a fish out of water on the show.
Yeah, it's just it was a weird combination to bring her in, but also like I get like it's Elizabeth Hurley, so why wouldn't you want if you wanted to like cast type like a gorgeous bombshell that's British and like, you know, a powerful woman, I get it. But I also am like, I don't know. With the stuff that's to come, I guess we'll see. So
Liz, how far along have you seen into this season?
I've only seen next week.
Oh, okay. I was just
but there are, you know, as I've mentioned multiple times, lots of things that I know happen during the season. I just don't know when they're going to happen. So, yeah, I look forward to seeing them all play out. I'm very excited. And season 6, I truly don't know what happens. Like, I know, like, the reveal and stuff, but, like, I don't know what happens during that entire season. Like, I don't know how we get to the end.
Got it.
How many times have you seen the series, Jess?
I think this is my 4th time.
Oh, so that's like a decent amount of times.
Yeah. The first time I didn't watch it when it like actually aired. Well, at least not the first few seasons. But one of my sorority sisters from college moved in with me. Like we had a place after college, and she was a really big Gossip Girl fan. So she had already seen the first few seasons and like had the first few sets of DVDs. So I had watched those and then like finished, I think, the last 2 seasons live or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So.
And do you have a favorite character?
Blair.
And is she still your favorite character?
She is. Yeah. I enjoy her. I feel like just like Chuck, she's got like the best one-liners.
She definitely does.
Keeps me entertained. Yeah.
I've definitely become more of a fan of Blair's.
Same.
I feel she's probably...
She's overall the most interesting character, I think.
I very much enjoy her now that my girl Jenny's gone. I hope y'all are screaming now. She said
the only person to like Jenny.
I know, only person.
Little J.
I mean, I think she is interesting, and I just feel like she has a really good growth arc over the 6 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely have seen a lot of it so far, and I know there's still more to come, but she really just, evolved very nicely.
She did. And she still is.
And she still is evolving. And I think that's really important, where I feel like the rest of them kind of, I mean, like, especially Nate. Come on, what are we doing with Nate?
There's like nothing there.
There's nothing there.
I do kind of like how the show has basically made fun of itself, because they clearly know they're not utilizing Nate to the best of their ability. And so that's why he was conflated with another character.
Right. And he's got nothing going on. It's the same storyline. We're just dating another person, and I don't know who I am. I don't know what career path to find. And even in this episode, when he's talking to Ivy and she's like, come on, I thought you wanted to be like JFK. And he's like, I don't know.
Right. But make up your mind.
Yeah, like, and even when he's talking to Chuck about like JFK's path and like how he didn't pass the bar or something like that. And I was like, imagine Nate is like a lawyer. I could never see that happening.
I would never hire Nate as a lawyer, would you?
Right? No. It just
not be good. You'd lose.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Vic also wants to know, will we see another One Tree Hill moment, and will the movie be made? I know I said this last week, but I really don't hope. I hope not.
I know. I also hope we don't do that. Even though it was always very entertaining.
It was
in One Tree Hill to see the casting. Like I really did. That was really enjoyable. But I hope we don't do that. But if there's major shifts happening, as there's a little tease, major things are going to happen. I'm going to say this movie won't get made.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think Serena is the love of Padge's life? Like the way she said he was the love of hers. I mean,
in a way, yes. And in a way, no.
Yeah. What do you think, Jess? Do you think that they are like their one true love?
I mean, it's hard to say that your one true love you met when you were 16. I know a lot of people do marry their high school sweethearts, but I feel like that's the exception and not the rule.
Exactly.
And so it's just hard for me to envision that. But I also, maybe it's just me, I sort of felt like at the end when Dan called her, or Padge called her, he was kind of dismissive about the whole idea of being. Yes. Is that just me?
No, it wasn't. And we discussed this in the first half, because I was like, he was not on the same level as she was. Like, she said it and like poured her heart out and said, I thought this was what this case. And he was like, well, how could we know that? Like, we don't know that now. I was like, wow, okay.
I feel like I'd be even more hurt at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay. I'm glad I wasn't the only one thinking that. Because like I didn't catch it when I watched it the other day, and then just rewatching it tonight, I was like, I don't know how I feel about that comment.
Yeah, it's definitely hurtful on Serena's part, you know, hearing that, saying what she said to him and having him not really say it back.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, what if he did say it back? No. Would we start something again? You know, Michelle's like, I can't handle it.
We're not doing this.
I'm kind of glad that he didn't say it back.
Right.
Yeah.
You
don't need to go into that right now.
Yeah. I don't think the writers were like wanting to do that. They're like, no, we're good for now. Like, we don't need to bring this up again. And I was telling Michelle, I was like, honestly, I think his heart is somewhere else, and he's not really looking at Serena right now.
Yeah, I agree.
So, sorry, Serena. Who from the group do you think really needs lots of therapy? I mean, everyone?
Definitely Chuck.
Chuck the most, I guess.
Yeah, Chuck.
I feel like Blair does too, because she's really making herself believe she's not still in love with Chuck. And I feel like she's trying really hard on that.
Really hard.
I mean, did it bother you? And maybe again, because you know what happens and you saw next week, so maybe I'm alone on this, but why would she keep that envelope in that drawer? Yeah. And then she didn't even react to him taking a pen. Like, she knows it's in there.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You can't tell me she forgot.
Cool, but it's very clearly a storytelling device, because there's no reason that she would need to keep that envelope unless she secretly wanted to blow everything up.
Right. Oh, maybe like subconsciously she's like, I'm going to keep this just in case I need to use it.
But she sees it, but she doesn't even, she's like, I'm just going to go take a bath.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, she already told Chuck that it wasn't his. So it's not like she could down the road, like, you know,
Right.
if things didn't work out with Louis, go to Chuck and say, hey, I'm pregnant and it's yours. Because she already went down that path and told him it wasn't. So,
Right. Yeah.
Right. Unless she lied.
Or unless, you know, it just
She
also
lied.
it just also shows of, oh, you weren't sure. It's just, you know,
Right. It's not good either way.
Yeah.
Right.
It's there for a reason.
What would you have told Sophie, Jess, if she told you that she could not do anything you wanted about your future of your child?
I would tell her I'm not signing her contract and that I don't need that. I don't need to raise an heir.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, that was nuts.
I couldn't believe how quickly Sophie was just like, Beatrice, you're the worst. And then Blair,
Yeah.
I can't believe you would act this way.
I feel like it was all a setup that, like, because Beatrice kept, you know, talking to her mom, like, hey, Blair gets her way with everything. This is a concern. This is a concern. And then I feel like they were in cahoots. Like, that's my opinion. And I don't think anything is ever like said one way or the other. So that's not a spoiler, but I think personally that they were in cahoots and it was all an act.
Yeah, and I think even at the end, Beatrice smiled at Sophie, like waiting for, like, Mom, it was me, get it? And Sophie's just like, oh, of course it was you. So maybe, either way, it sucks.
Oh, absolutely.
For Blair, but and our last question is, Kim, oh dear, who is this therapist?
Who is this therapist?
Do you think this therapist has more stories to be told, or you think it's just kind of like this Chuck storyline? Obviously, we know her and Louis talk, but I don't really think it's anything past that.
I hope the therapist is just there to be a therapist, and I really hope Chuck doesn't sleep with this therapist.
I second that.
So, yeah.
I think she's beyond that, from what I can tell, at least. Like, I'm not willing to sleep with you. I'm not interested in that. If you want help, let me know. But that's where she draws the line.
Yeah.
So let's hope that continues.
She at least has some ethics.
Yes.
Exactly. Do you have any final thoughts, Jess? Stuff that we haven't mentioned?
So I had a few things I noticed tonight that I didn't realize in the other day when I watched. So I found a couple of Easter eggs. One was the Dolce & Gabbana like floral top that Blair's wearing at the beginning.
I love that top.
Me too. When they went downstairs and they were standing in the foyer of Blair's house, the flowers that are always on the table matched the flowers on her shirt.
Oh, wow. Really?
Like, I was like, wow, I didn't notice that before, but like all the different flowers were very much resembling what was on her shirt.
Oh, that's so cool. That's clever.
That.
So that was one. And then when they're at the dog park and as Dan's walking in, the girl on the bench is reading inside. I don't know if you caught that.
Oh, no.
Didn't catch that.
Go, Jess.
Which again, I didn't notice until tonight. And then when Blair goes to see Serena at her office and she's like, I feel like I'm in Rosemary's Baby, is a flashback to the first Pear movie moment where she and Padge watched Rosemary's Baby on their laptops on Valentine's Day.
They did.
Right.
So it was like a Padge moment.
Yeah.
And then I feel like there was one more. Oh, and then they referenced back in last season when Chuck and Serena broke into this safe deposit box to blackmail Lily about selling the Empire and saving men. So I don't know if you guys had that. And then did you guys already talk about the trivia and goof?
We didn't yet, but you can go ahead.
I didn't want to like repeat it.
No, if you want to read the trivia, go ahead.
So Chuck mentioned when he was at the Spectator talking to Nate about the Jason Bateman movie. I think someone mentioned this in the chat.
Yeah.
But when they're talking about switching bodies, and so Ryan Reynolds, who is Blake Lively's husband in real life, was the star of that movie with Jason Bateman.
Yeah. What was that movie called? Oh, The Change Up, right?
Change Up. Yeah, The Change Up.
Did you see that?
I never saw it either.
I think I did see it. It was like, funny for the time, like for the hour and a half or whatever.
Either.
I don't remember it at all. And then the goof that I found was when Chuck goes to the therapist's office, he asks if she wants him to sit upright or prone, but then he lays supine because who lays on their stomach at the therapist's office?
True.
Yeah, so that was the other goof that I had found.
Even Michelle was like, who talks? Like, who says prone?
Chuck does.
She's like, what's wrong with him? Why does he talk like that? I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't
I mean,
know.
I guess it's like a better question. Like, should I sit upright or prone versus supine? Like,
Right.
I know
does it roll off the tongue the same
No,
way?
it doesn't. Yeah.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah,
Thank
those
you,
are all
Jess.
my
Thank you,
things.
Jess.
And then my glass full of
yes,
gossip.
please
I
tell
have to
everyone
tell
what you made.
I'm not always clever, but I'm pretty excited about this one. So I basically made Kugel in a glass. It sounds better. It's better than it sounds. And I called it Atone for My Sin, CINN.
I love it.
Oh my God, I love that.
I love it.
So I was inspired by Lily.
What's in it?
Yeah, what's in it?
So I made it's with apple cider. I did a shot of whipped cream, like vodka, like whipped vodka, and then a shot of apple brandy, like Calvados.
Oh, yeah.
And then I sprinkled nutmeg in it, and winter spice bitters.
Oh,
and
that
then,
sounds good.
I shook that, and then I put some raisins at the bottom, like so they'll plump up the liquor. And I have a cinnamon stick garnish.
Wow, that sounds
Jess,
so good.
You're like Joy.
You are like Joy.
Making these cocktails. Oh my goodness. And it looks so pretty
It looks so
when
delicious.
you held it up.
Thanks. Yeah, it's better than I expected. I wasn't sure. Oh, and I thought I bought club soda at the store today, and I bought seltzer because they were right next to each other. So I have a splash of seltzer.
All right,
I
it's
love
so
that.
good.
Oh, can you take a picture and send it to us?
Yeah.
That's
I definitely will.
Yeah, we could post it on the
Oh
stories.
my gosh. Wow, that's so creative. I love it.
Yeah, that's such a great idea.
Yeah. That's awesome. Thank you.
I love it.
Yeah, of course.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Jess.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
This is so much fun. Thank you so much for being with us for as long as you've been with us. Like, it means so much.
It's fun.
It is. It feels like getting together with an old friend.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I feel.
Yeah,
No, I feel that way too.
Well, I'm excited for Friday Night Lights because that's like the one show I haven't watched yet. And so I've been
being
like
it together
because I knew you were going to do it. And so I was like, all right, I'm not going to start it. It's been like sitting in my list or my queue for like ever. I'm like, no, I can't start it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, Liz just watched the trailers tonight. We recorded her reaction. So I cannot wait to share that.
So
And
you've seen it, Michelle?
I have, yeah.
Okay.
I've seen it once through. So in Michelle's language, pretty much I haven't seen it. But I remember the big things, and I've seen a couple of episodes multiple times. It's a great show. It's just, I think it'll be a fun contrast to Gossip Girl because they're so different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I look forward to it. And I look forward to chatting with you as a newbie, Jess.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
First time
Oh,
I'll be a
others.
newbie. I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah. So it's the first time I've been a newbie in a long time since One Tree Hill because
my
I
gosh,
saw the
that's
OC.
right.
So yeah.
That's right.
So I'm excited to kind of like really absorb it as much as I possibly can.
Yeah.
But
All right.
this is where we leave you, Jess. We
Sounds
really
good. Have
appreciate
a
you
good
coming
night.
on.
Thank you, Jess. Enjoy your glassful gossip.
Yeah, it looks delicious.
Thanks. All right. Bye.
All right, good night.
Now we're good.
We're good. All right.
Thank you, Jess.
Thank you so much, Jess. Always a pleasure to get to speak with you. And we met Jess a long time ago, so it really was old friends catching up.
And it's nice because we've met her in person. And I
Yeah.
really feel like, I mean, I would actually chill with all of y'all
Of
outside
course,
of this,
yeah.
but Jess is just, we have hung out with her and had dinner with her. We
Yeah.
met her mom.
Oh my God, so sweet.
Yeah.
Her kids are so cute.
Yeah.
All right, so Jess read off all of our trivia, so I just have some music by Asher Roth, The Colts, SBTRKT, and Rainbow Arabia. What fashion did you like? I didn't have much, but we loved, Jess included the first Blair outfit with the khaki pants and the floral top.
I really liked Lily's blouse. It was navy.
Yes.
And I don't know if it was a polka dot or it was a pattern. And she had a very, very long chain necklace. And of course, her white glasses, her reading glasses. I live for them.
And she had like a nice, like straight blowout.
Very
Looked
cute.
Nice. I did actually, as much as we were laughing about it, I liked the color of Chuck's suit at the dog park.
She mentioned it, not me.
Yeah.
And I liked Blair's dress at Yom Kippur dinner.
Yeah, me too. It's very different.
Yeah.
And Eliza had, I mean, the only outfit she was wearing the entire show, but that red skirt was very cute.
Yes, it was.
What about some quotes?
Yes. As I recall, you're a fan of smoked salmon.
Sophie, she's like, yes, I am. I think everyone pretty much loved this quote, but maybe your good friend F. Scott Fitzjackass had you nailed in the book. That was from Jane.
Oh, they have grapes?
I was telling Michelle when I was watching this episode, I laughed out loud because Randy happened to walk in. I was like, that was literally you. Like, Randy loves grapes, and he will just like, grapes? Huh? Grapes? Oh my God, there's grapes here? Like that. And it just made me laugh so hard because I'm like, that's Randy. You don't have the right anymore. As a future reigning prince, it's up to my child to acknowledge you.
Ooh, I like your delivery. An evening of friends and Kugel is just what we need.
Cyrus, you're still a hugger, I hope.
Never thought you'd hear such good parenting advice from Eleanor Waldorf.
Mm-hmm. What is the record for the youngest grandmother on the Upper East Side? Yeah. And I had the parenting advice as well.
Yeah.
Okay. MVP and shittiest.
Yes.
I think I'm solid. You?
I'm solid.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Eleanor.
Yay!
Yeah. And Eleanor got the most votes from our patrons as well. Blair and Cyrus were in the running, but Eleanor, I mean, she had such a nice moment with Blair. As we said in the top, like such great growth. Loved that scene. She teared up. I teared up, as we know. It was just nice.
I loved it.
Me too. Shittiest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Jane.
The Grimaldis.
Oh.
And I wasn't the only one to pick that. We've had 4 votes for the Grimaldi ladies.
Oh.
Sophie and Beatrice. But Jane is my blue ribbon because she was nasty this episode.
Yeah, no, I don't like the way she's treating Serena. Wow, I like your answer though. Yes.
Yeah, they kind of like, as we know, Beatrice is up to no good. And Sophie usually has something to say. And you thought that maybe she was going to make a turn this episode with like, oh no, I would never do that in the contract. But then ultimately takes it all back. Sucks.
She said that, but then
it was so weird.
Yeah, it was really, really weird transition.
And poor Blair. And poor Louis. Like this. Michelle, she just hit the pen on the chair and she's like, well, that's it.
No, it flew out of my hand. And I was like, no one will notice. I'll just casually pretend I dropped it. It
was funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what was I saying about the Grimaldis? Was that what I was saying?
The change, it was a very abrupt from
just, yeah, it was just just ridiculous.
Weird.
All right, let's go into a Betty of the week.
Yes, let's do it.
You're a total Betty. You're a total Betty. You're a total Betty.
This week I chose a Betty that has been super quiet lately, but she says she's back. Lisa,
hey girl.
She's back. Lisa DeLove.
Lisa's back.
Back again.
Lisa's back.
Tell a friend.
Lisa's back.
Okay, that's a good one. Hi, Lisa. We've missed your presence and your voice on Patreon and on just the network in general. We loved hearing from you, and we were talking like we haven't heard from Lisa in a while. We hope she's okay.
I'm like, is she still watching Gossip Girl? And you said that she binged it.
She binged the entire rest of the season, even though she was a newbie like you. She's like, I couldn't help myself, and now she's been sending me emails, and I'm laughing to them because she's like, oh my God, I can't believe this happens. I'm like, I know,
so fun.
Yeah, so. Thank you, Lisa, for being with us. We truly appreciate you. And when we don't hear from our typical patrons, we get worried. We hope you guys are okay, and we just love you so much, and we just want to hug you like little babes. Oh, Michelle is Angela. We had I guess would you consider it Mexican food tonight, and the guacamole is just repeating on us.
Liz and I are sitting in very close quarters, so
yeah,
I'm just very self-conscious that you're
burps. Yeah, she's like, "Oh my god, I'm sorry." I'm like, You're good. I don't smell anything." All right, let me give you the title for next week and my 3 gossip words. So, episode 6. We're on episode 6 already.
Oh my gosh!
Pretty
and
crazy.
We're in October already.
We're in October. Happy October. So the title for episode 6 is "I Am Number 9." Mm-hmm. My 3 gossip words are 3 gossip words: contest, jealousy, convincing. She seems worried. Troubled face.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Contest?
Yeah, I'm really stumped. I can't even bullshit my way out of this.
I mean, hey, maybe you just need some marination.
All right. Well, Louis is calling the therapist. And so I think he internally is going to need convincing that Blair has no secrets. Because even though he's been like, Blair tells me everything, we've had hiccups, what his mom and Beatrice said is still going to stick with him.
I mean, this is all he knows. He's royal, like this is his legacy, his family. So how, like the fact that he loves Blair so much, even though to me it's not very, I see how much he does love her, but we know she's putting on a facade even though she doesn't realize it.
Yeah.
And so it's like, how much love can there really be there?
Right.
So I'm sure that he doesn't maybe know it yet, but internally knows that this isn't right.
Contest. Is it going to come down to like a bidding war of the movie rights? So in a way that's a contest. Jealousy. Well, Serena just said she was jealous, but is that still going to be... Something has to go in Witch Ivy. Maybe there's a contest at the Spectator. That's where they work, Spectator.
Yeah.
Or something, there's going to be like an internal contest in that of like who's going to get to this story first. We don't find out about Diana next week, right? With Bart?
No.
Of course not. Let's just keep that hanging. All right, so I'm going to go with that. I think an internal contest within the Spectator. Jealousy could go so many ways. Maybe Louis is like jealous of Chuck. Chuck is jealous of others for being able to express feelings.
Yeah.
And convincing. I think Chuck's going to need convincing and Louis is going to need convincing. These are super broad and I'm sorry.
I know. They're very broad words on purpose.
I'm actually very stumped.
All right. Well, then I did a good job, I guess.
You did. Yeah.
And I hope next week you'll be like, okay, this makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
But what should we do as an emoji? I was maybe a bagel, but bagels weren't really that present. And I was thinking maybe a movie camera, but then technically it's not really the movie.
I mean, can we do grapes?
Oh my God, let's do grapes.
Yeah.
Let's absolutely freaking do grapes. Oh, there's grapes.
Oh, there's
absolutely.
Grapes.
If you do grapes, can you guys put possibly in the title for the podcast review? Ooh, there's grapes.
Ooh, there's grapes. Yeah.
And my favorite podcast.
Exactly. We're already giving you the title of your new Apple
Podcast
review. If you're listening and enjoying, please rate us 5 stars and leave us a review. In fact, we got a new review.
Yes.
5 stars using the DNA strand emoji.
Hell yeah.
From NSauce23.
Yes, NSauce23.
Thank you. They say, one of my favorite shows of all time. So much drama and super glad I found this podcast to accompany the experience of a rewatch. Thank you.
Thank you.
So much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It means so much. It helps us grow. We really, 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 really appreciate it.
We're glad that you're just enjoying and that you took the time out of I'm sure your busy schedule to write us a review on Apple Podcast and rate us 5 stars. It's so incredibly sweet. And if you haven't already, you know the drill. Please consider writing one. It really helps us out so much. It's free. There's no better way to really, help and support the show. I
also want to shout out 2 listeners that sent me cat pictures.
Woo woo.
I bitched about it. I nagged about it in the beginning of the season, and I said, I want to see your cat photos. And I wasn't kidding, because we very much love cats on this podcast, and Liz is forced to love them because I love them.
mean, they're my little children as well.
Niece and nephews. Shout out to Jacqueline Powers, who sent me pictures of her cat, Kobe.
Kobe, that's a sweet name.
So cute. And then another cat photo from Audrienne.Speedle.
Yeah. Spidel? Speedle.
I'm so sorry.
Audrey and Marie. That's what I just call her.
Okay. Audrey and Marie on Instagram sent us a picture of Peaches.
Peaches, when I saw that the cat's name was Peaches, I was like, that is the best name for an animal I've ever seen.
This
Peaches
lights
is
me
the
up.
best.
So just if you want to, at Total Betty Podcast Network on Instagram, slide into those DMs with the cat pics.
Give us the cats.
It makes me squeal. I was like, oh my God.
Super
I
cute.
love it. Thank you so much for sending them.
Yes, thank you for sending us your podcasts.
And we just want to hear from you anyway. If you want to send us an email regarding the episode we're watching, we love hearing your comments, your questions. 3gossipgirlspod.
Yeah, 3gossipgirlspod@gmail.com.
And then the review.
And then the review would be nice.
Yeah.
You also can, in the description for this episode, submit a Will's treat. And I have a Will's treat for tonight.
Well, last week's Will treat
was awesome.
Brought up all of the Halloween feelings we talked about, posted our Halloween pic in Discord.
Yeah.
And it really aged us.
Yeah.
Because not many people knew what we were talking about
I know.
last week.
Yeah.
But once you figure it out, you're like, wow, those boys did a good job.
I thought they did an awesome job. It's pretty spot on.
Yeah.
Okay, so this week Will did Gossip Girl characters as roles on a movie set for the Dan Movie Rights plot.
Yes.
Here we go.
Will again.
Blair, director, the boss, and the queen. She could not hold any other role on the set. Chuck, producer. The money and the power would be too much for him to pass up. Dan, writer. This is a layup. Serena, actor, the Marilyn Monroe figure of any movie. She has a personality that pops. We saw it at the photo shoot in season 1. Also, have you seen Blair Lively in The Town? He keeps asking us this. No, I haven't, and I would like
Blake
to.
Lively.
Yeah, what'd I say?
Blair Lively.
Blake.
Who's Blair
Blake
Lively?
Lively.
Is that her sister?
No, Robin Lively is her sister. Teen Witch, guys. Who knows that OG classic? Teen Witch, best movie. Anyway, Blake Lively in The Town.
I know he's
mentioned this movie a few times.
We haven't seen it, Will, and we'll let you know when it happens.
I would like to watch it, though. I don't know what it's about, but if you keep saying it's good, I'm going to watch it. Michelle goes, nope. Michelle doesn't watch movies. We have Nate, prop master. He has basically turned into a prop on the show at this point, used by other characters, Diana and Ivy, or as a window dressing. Lily, director of photography. She used to take pictures of Lincoln Hawk, a perfect fit. Rufus, composer. Making music is his forte after all. Ivy, grip. She used her thieving skills to grip some juicy gossip. Eleanor, costume designer. Layup. Cyrus, casting. He knows people and would find the hidden details that are needed to keep the production smooth. Maureen, art director. A woman as beautiful as a work of art. Miss Carr, assistant art director. See above.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh,
I hope everybody enjoys these as much as we do every week. I know I said last week was my favorite. I think this one might be my favorite. I
great.
love putting together a crew. This is amazing. Will, gosh, I'm just so thankful for these people who engage with us every single week, our listeners, and then send us literal treats like
so
this.
much work goes into it.
So creative.
It's so creative. And he says he just gets like inspiration, like whatever I feel like doing.
He gets inspirgasms.
Inspirgasms.
That's what I call. Yeah, when you get like this burst of inspiration, it's an inspirgasm.
I love that word.
Yeah.
Can we coin that or?
I've always said it. I have an inspirgasm.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Thank you.
Like sliving. You taught me that one last week. Instagasm.
Inspirgasm.
I'm sorry. I'm saying Instagram. Inspirgasm.
Yeah, like an inspiration.
I get it. No, that's a great word.
Yeah,
it's very
inspirgasm.
uplifting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're going to go after dark.
We're going after dark.
We're ticking
Here
up.
we go. Tick, click, click, click. Ah!
You know you love us.
XOXO.
Gossip Girls.
After dark.
Okay. All right.
Let's get started. Before I read you, Jess, what do you want to talk about? What is on your mind? What is the hot goss?
So I wrote a note.
Oh no.
LOL GGAD, meaning after dark. LOL Gossip Girl.
Yeah. We were talking about how Gossip Girl knew Diana took those pictures. And we were like, how would Dan have known that Diana got those pictures?
Right. Is that what I meant?
I don't know. I think you wrote that down after we were kind of discussing it.
I also wrote down Discord
I
from
know.
last week here. And I'm like, why did I write that down?
I hope we did, but we were
It doesn't matter. Yeah. I think I was like, and then I was thinking maybe Chivy could do a blast to Gossip Girl.
It could have been Chivy.
Probably not,
but,
though. I don't think so. But it's just, how did Padge get that information? But then we go back to the whole...
To server. Mm-hmm. Right. So... It's okay, Michelle. The poor thing. She's having bad agita. We're transparent here.
We are.
Right. So it's like, you go back to the server thing, I'm sure. But it's like, who would have
get
known
it then?
that?
Then there's someone that we're just not going to see because it doesn't matter with Diana's huge staff. Who are you people?
I know. She got that staff real quick after she fired everyone else.
I know.
People want to work for her, I guess, you know.
But what do you think? Like, how do you think Gossip Girl got that information?
I truly don't know. It's not like Nate's even confiding in his friend Padge.
Right.
Or Padge could have said that.
Right.
You know, they're not even talking.
You're right.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a little, it's a little too far-fetched, but it's out there somehow, some way we got it out there.
Yeah.
But Jess said the first time I watched Gossip Girl and didn't know for sure who Gossip Girl was, I agreed that Dan's book being so well received was highly unlikely.
Right.
However, knowing that Dan is Gossip Girl and that he has captivated so many Upper East Siders as Gossip Girl, to me it is less surprising that so many people want to read this book and find out who the author is. Right. I understand what you're saying, Jess.
Yeah.
It just, watching this all play out for the first time, it's a little hard to believe.
It is.
But, I mean, yeah, his tone on Gossip Girl, people are resonating with that. They look forward to this every single day, week, month.
I mean,
for years.
They all reacted to the blast.
Right.
In Diana's
Everyone
office
in the office gets this. Yeah, so.
But yeah, everyone in that office got the blast. So
everyone knows.
Is connected.
They love to read Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
So.
And still
all these years later. Years.
And even people
It's been since freshman year.
Right. And even people who aren't in the Constance world, because those people in Diana's office.
Right, they don't.
No.
They didn't go to school there. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Right.
And this whole Gossip Girl book, the whole Gossip Girl thing, and Dan writing a book still just like is all red flags to me.
I know.
It's all red flags. So.
It almost seems like no one else really cares about Gossip Girl anymore in our core group.
Right.
Yeah, in the core group, it's not really like Blair's like she's got a bigger problems. Nate has bigger problems.
Blasts come in, but they don't really
hold on them.
Yeah, they don't hold on to
It's the outsiders that are more like Louis and Diana, obviously, Chivy, but everyone else who's been dealing with it, they're like, oh, here we go.
Right. Yeah. So I guess like they're like oblivious and numb to it at this point. But yeah, I mean, next week we get some more like.
How is next week?
It's okay. It's not my favorite.
Yeah. Well, I can't.
But they all can't be winners, you know?
Right.
So.
Yeah.
But I look forward to discussing with you.
Yeah.
On Tuesday.
That's right.
Don't forget, guys, Tuesday with our live podcast for our patrons on the Upper East Siders tier. Can't wait to discuss with you all. And we will see you next week.
Yes, we will.
Thank you so much for listening to 3 Gossip Girls Podcast. You can email us at 3gossipgirlspod@gmail.com. Or if you want to follow this show and all of our others, you can head over to Instagram at Total Betty Podcast Network.
This has been a Total Betty podcast, produced and edited by Michelle Rubenstein and Alyssa Tenio, music by Anthony Vicora.